Hi, I am M. Jagadish, Associate Professor in CSC Department. Now in this session, we discuss about operators in C++. Now, let's have a look about operators in C++. See, what you studied the operators in C. All operators in C language are also valid in C++. Well, in the beginning, I already specified that C++ is a superset of C language. That indicates what are the operators, what are the operations that you performed and used are also valid in C++. See, in C language, you executed different operations by means of operators like arithmetic, relational, logical, increment and decrements, assignments. All these operators are done and all the operations are done by means of the operators. Apart from the C operators, here in C++ also, we have some operators. Those are nothing but scope resolution operator, pointer to member operator, pointer to member operator, pointer to member operator. Now look at this. Scope resolution operator means two columns. This is nothing but scope resolution operator. For pointer to member operator, we have a different operators like this. Scope pointer, dereference pointer, and simply a pointer. So all these are nothing but the operators which specifies pointer to member operator. Then come to the next one, that is nothing but delete operator. The delete operator is one which is used to delete, the memory or release the memory. And L is nothing but line feed forward, end line feed forward operator like slash and new line. So new is nothing but one more operator which is used to allocate the memory. And set double F is nothing but one more operator which is used to finalize with the operator. So these are all nothing but the different operators which are used in C++. Now come to the next one. The first is nothing but arithmetic operations. So now look at this. Here we have a one simple example program which demonstrates arithmetic operators. Observe clearly, as usual, the first is nothing but header file iostream and void main. This is a very common open brace. Here I am declaring some variables a, b, p, q, r, s, and I am assigning the value 10 to a, and I am assigning value 4 to b. Then I am performing the operations a by b, division operation, and a into b, multiplication operation, a modulus b, modulo division operation, b modulus a, modulo division operation. Now look at this. A by b division. Here I am using the division operator. Similarly, a into b, I am using multiplication operator. Here a modulo b, modulus division operator. Here also b modulo a. It is nothing but modulus division operator. Now I am printing all the values, p value, q value, r value, s value by means of cout statement. Then the output will be appears like this. So this is nothing but the one which specifies how the arithmetic operators are using in order to perform arithmetic operations. Then we'll have a one more look about relational and logical operations, how the relational and logical operators are using. You already know very well about relational and logical operators. Those are nothing much. The relational operators are nothing much less than, greater than, less than or equals, greater than or equals, less than equals, greater than equals, not equals, double equals. So these are all nothing but relational operators. Similarly, we have the logical operators, logical and logical or logical not. We already know. Now here we just have a look about how the relational and logical operators are using in the program. Now I'm declaring two variables a and b and allocating value 10 to a and allocating value 4 to b. Then after that one, now simply I am going to print the value of a less than b. Here a less than b, that indicates here I am using less than operator. This is nothing much relational operator. When I go to use the relational operator, it results as a relational expression. The relational expression output value may be either 0 or 1. If this a less than b is true, then it returns 1. If a less than b is false, then it returns 0. Now look at this, a value is 10, b value is 4, 10 less than 4. The condition becomes false. So here it displays 0. And A greater than or equal to B. A value is 10 and B value is 10 greater than or equal to 4. True. So it displays 1. Likewise, A less than or equal to B and A less than B. Sorry, A greater than or equal to B and A less than B. Look at this here. I am using logical AND operator. This logical AND operator will return true only when two expressions becomes true. If two expressions are true, then only it returns true. If any one becomes false, then the entire expression will becomes false. So look at this here. The first expression is true. A less than or equal to B. 10 greater than or equal to 4. True. But A less than B. 10 less than 4 false. Anyone will false, then automatically the entire expression will becomes false. So according to that one, here this particular one will becomes false. Similarly, A greater than or equal to B, A less than B. Here I am using logical OR operator. If both are false, then only it displays false. If any one is true, then it returns the entire expression as a true. A greater than or equal to B, the first expression itself true. And A less than B, false. Even if one expression is true, then the entire expression returns true. So it again displays 1 as the output. So likewise, here we are using logical and relational operators. Then come to the next one, typecasting. Typecasting operator is used to convert a given data type to another data type. Here we are discussing about one more operator, that is nothing but typecasting operator. Here, for this particular one, the typecasting is used to convert one data type to another data type. That indicates here conversion is taking place. When conversion is taking place, it is of two types. One is nothing but implicit conversion. One more is nothing but explicit conversion. This implicit conversion will be done by the compiler automatically. That's why it is also called as automatic conversion. Now look at this. 17 by 5.5. 17 by 5.5 means here the expression will done the conversion automatically. Typecasting will be done automatically. 17 results as 17.0. This is the automatic type conversion. Take one more thing. Explicit type conversion. Here in the explicit type conversion, we are converting the given data type to another data type. To which data type we are converting, we have to specify explicitly. Now look at this here. 17 by 5.5, this is the expression. Now, here I am converting 17 to double data type. So I just go to specify that a double data type in parentheses. So double of 17, that 17 integer value will converts to double first. After converting only, it performs division. So this is the way how the conversion will take place. One is implicit conversion and one more is explicit type conversion. Now look at this. There are different ways to do this in C++. Now look at this particular one. Here I just go to specify float f is equal to 3.14. Now I just go to convert this f into integer. So when I just go to specify I is equal to int within parentheses int f, that indicates here the f value 3.14 will convert into integer. It indicates the fractional value or fractional part will omits and only the value 3 will be stored. This will be erased or lost and only value 3 will be stored in I. So this is nothing but the one which specifies how the conversion will take place. So, and one more is nothing much. You can also do in one more way. That is nothing much here. I is equal to int of f. One is you can place the int data type in parentheses, and one more is you can place the variable in parentheses. Both are valid in C++. Both are valid in C++. So this is nothing but the one which we are using for typecasting operation. Now look at this. We have an example. Observe clearly. Now the first, as usual, include IOStream, then using namespace std, then main function. Now I am declaring one variable. I am declaring one variable with a double data type. At the same time, I am assigning the value 3.56. Now I just go to display the value on the output screen. So cout num double, it displays the value as it is 3.56, which will be appear like this on the output. On the output, it appears like this. Num underscore double is equal to 3.56. Now Here, I just go to convert this value into integer value. So here I am declaring one more variable num underscore int1 with integer data type. See here I am converting this value to integer data type. So here 3.56 is the decimal value. The 3.56 is going to convert to inch. That indicates this fractional part will omits and the value 3 will be stored in num underscore int1. When I go to print the value num underscore int1, it prints the value 3 on the output screen. So this is the way how we just go to typecast the operation, or we just go to convert one data type to another data type by means of typecasting operator. Thank you.